Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 Pilot stream. It is 2100 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait, 1800 Zulu time for our executive transport flight today from Aspen to Phoenix, Arizona. Another Challenger 650 stream based on members' popular demand. And the members have also selected the thumbnail for this video. Thank you very much, guys, for your votes and for keeping it fun. I appreciate it. And before we begin the preparations, we have the fuel truck in position to fuel up the aircraft for our flight. I want to welcome Rand, Cooley, Brian, Captain USA, Saad Al-Hunaidi, Stan, hello, my friend, Benjamin George Jr., welcome aboard, my friend. We have with us today Daffy, Dishy, and we have also Hector. How have you been, my friend? It's been a while. I hope you are well. Maz Franson, welcome aboard. And Alex, MC Crewfish, welcome, guys. And thank you very much for being here this evening. And today what I've done the FBO bit just to kind of save a little bit of time. But we're going to do all the, all the procedures for the aircraft. And there are a few more tricks that I'd like to show you. A few things that are, I think, important in terms of operating the Challenger 650, which I kind of missed showing you guys in the last stream. So that's what we're going to be doing. Drashal, welcome aboard. Perfect combination. Welcome, my friend Kakaku. Welcome. All right. Let's head over to the aircraft. The door is already open, and I've already checked the cabin for our executives today who are...
Captain, fuel truck is hooked up. Just let me know how much fuel you need.
All right, so we're going to have to wait just a little bit because I don't know how much fuel is currently in the aircraft. So let's take a seat here and get things ready. First thing first, we're going to ensure that the battery is operational and the lamp test green, so the battery is good. We're going to come up here and turn on the master battery. Again, beautiful sounds aboard this aircraft. Everything is in accordance with the real live jet. Ricky's World, welcome to Private Pilot, my friend. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it, and I welcome you here as a member of the Q8Pilot Channel. Sandra, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. And we have Atlantic Velocycle. Welcome aboard, my friend.
Nose door.
All right. So apparently, there is a service pilot who I happen to know who knows a real Challenger 650 pilot, and he tells him that this aircraft is it's actually used as an aid by Challenger 650 pilot to train on the aircraft, and that the aircraft has a lot more, the add-on has a lot more documentation and information than they have access to in real life. That's what I've heard. So anyway, we are going to bring this up here, and we are going to turn on the power fuel, and we check here that the APU is now visible, and we can start the APU pump. So start APU, and you'll watch the RPM now rising, EGT is rising. We can see, verify that the start switch is now illuminated. Definitely insane work by HotStart. You know what, guys? I think this aircraft, for what it does, and the capability of the aircraft and the complexity of bringing it to this level, I think it's worth more than its asking price, to be very honest. All right, so the APU is available. We're going to turn on the APU gen. APU generator is now on. We can see the aircraft systems coming to life. And we're going to come here to the APU LCV and the 10th stage isolation valve, and we're going to turn both of these on. We're going to go ahead and turn on the air conditioning as well. And now we have conditioned air coming to the aircraft. Now we can take a look here at the fuel. We have 4,370, about 80. So we're going to need about 5,200 Hey, Yusuf, how are you, my friend? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. We're going to need about 5,200 pounds of fuel. So we're going to pump about 100 and, let's say 150 gallons.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
All right. So we are getting refueled now. So we can cancel the master caution. And we need to turn on our hydraulics so that we can take care of the pin covers. Yeah, she's calling. Okay, let's answer her.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from HotStart Flight Support. Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Jenny, we're still preparing the airplane, so please hold.
Understood. Just call me when you're ready to receive them. Anything else?
Thank you very much, Jenny. That'll be all for now.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
All right, so we're going to put the passengers can wait in the guest house. It's a very beautiful place here in Aspen, Colorado. So we are going to get the aircraft ready for our executives, hopefully in short order. So we have the hydraulics on, and we're going to turn on the nav light and logo lights on as well. And we're going to head over to the outside. Let's put this away. All right, and then I want to show you guys a couple of things that are, I think, important for the operation of this aircraft. All right, so we're going to leave the chocks alone. We're going to come here to, let me go forward here and open the, oops. All right, there we go. Open that so that I don't forget it. And then we can come here and remove the pin covers. Here, here, and here. There we go. And now we can close the nose gear door by coming here and clicking on this. There we go. Beautiful sounds. All right, so that's done. By the way, all the doors in the aircraft can be opened. So this is the this is another door that you can open. What is this one for? This, please do not open this door unless specifically directed by flight crew. Not sure what this is for. Fuel loading from control. To be controlled from the cockpit. All right. Yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. And there is also the there's also this door here. So that actually opens as well. And this has got the let me go a little down, maybe here. This is for the water tanks, so you can fill the aircraft with water here. And then there is also, this one doesn't open. This one does open. And this one has the, looks like some sort of a static there. So, something for, looks like that. Some sort of an external power as well. Maybe for the air unit. All right, so the aircraft is looking in tip-top shape. We are good to go. We'll leave the chocks. We'll have ground crew take care of that for us. And we're going to come here to the cockpit once more. And let's have a seat. All right, how are we doing on refueling the aircraft? So the guy actually is waiting for us to open the fuel valve. So let's go ahead and turn on the fuel system here, and we're going to do a shut-off test. There, everything looks good, and we're going to open the fuel valves, the left and right. We don't need the center tanks. We don't have that much fuel today, so we are good here. I went to the Kennedy Space Center. It was actually dope, and all right, my youngest cousin, it was actually very nice. Yeah, I went to it in Houston when I was there. And definitely enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. All right. So we're good here, and everything is looking good. Now we can go to some of the tests. So we've done all of this. I'm going to skip the testing part because we've done that in the previous flight. All right. So before I do the cycling, there are a couple of things that I want to point out. The first is, let me see here if I can go to the back of the yoke, and this will also give you an idea how detailed this aircraft is. Okay, so you see this button here. I'm going to press it so you can see it's pressing. This is actually the sync button. And what this does, it overrides the autopilot and overrides it. It syncs whatever vertical speed and speed that you have. So you can, for example, pitch the aircraft for 200 knots and then pitch for, let's say, a vertical speed of 1,300 feet per minute. And if you press this button, it will actually sync without you having to do anything, which is very, very useful. Another thing that I'd like to show you. All right, so you can go ahead and disconnect.
Okay, just one quick signature on here, and I'll be on my way.
You bet. There you go.
Here's a copy for your records. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. You do the same. All right, the next thing is and by the way, I highly recommend that you map a button to the sync button here. Very, very important. The next one is the ATS button, this one and this one. And those two buttons are the auto throttle disconnect buttons. When you press either one of them, it will disconnect the auto throttle. And I also recommend that you map either a keyboard button or a joystick button to these buttons. One thing to note with the ATS buttons is that if you have the flight director engaged and you disconnect the ATS, you will not get the N1 takeoff when you click the toga. And the reason for this is that the flight director must be recycled in order for you to be able to press toga again. So just make a note of that when you're doing your flight. All right, so now that we're through with this, we'll demonstrate the use of the sync button in this flight today. All right, we're going to bring up the flight plan, beg your pardon, the CDU, and we're going to go to IDX. We're going to go to the status, and we're going to select the database here and set it to the active. And this is good. We're going to go to position init. And we're going to select the airport, which is Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo. We're going to enter that here, and we're going to select the GNSS position. And by the way, one of the things I've noticed in this specific location, because we are surrounded by mountains, that the GNSS or the satellite signal takes a little bit of time to be captured by the aircraft. So if you go to study, and we go to the GPS system position tracker, when you first load the aircraft here, and you can try this if you have the aircraft, you will see that you will have only probably 1 or 2 satellite active that the aircraft is actually capturing. But after a little while, it starts actually establishing the connection with the other satellites, and then it can align the actual position of the aircraft. And if this problem does happen to you, you will see that there is nothing to select here. You will not see the longitude and latitude coordinates here. The only thing you can do at that point is select this one here and just paste it here. Now, this is not an accurate position. So this is the actual position of the aircraft, but this is close enough. It is actually the airport, so probably the center point of the airport. All right, so that is done and dusted. We're going to go to the index. We're going to go to position init, and then we're going to go to flight plan, secondary flight plan. We're going to go to the route menu, and we're going to do a flight plan recall, and we're going to select Kilo Alpha Sierra Echo to Phoenix Kilo Papa Hotel X-ray, and select that and send. Excellent. And now we're getting our flight plan. Two-Tone Murphy. Hey, Murph, how are you doing, my friend? I'm doing very well. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Guys, Two-Tone Murphy is a very good friend of mine, and he is a fine gentleman and an excellent content creator. If you don't know him, well, here is the chance to go to his channel. He's got excellent YouTube and Twitch channels, excellent tutorials, great content, very down to earth. I really highly recommend him. Please do visit his channels and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes. All right. So the flight plan is already loaded. So we're good here. We're going to go back to the route menu, secondary plan. We're going to activate and execute. Right. So we have now our plan, and we're going to bring up the Navigraph here. Excellent tool. Again, highly recommended. And of course, the Q8 Pilot videos and streams are powered by Navigraph. All right, so we are here at Aspen, and the departure today out of Aspen is through runway 33, through the Cozy 1 departure through the Linz transition. So we are going to go to the departure and arrival. We're going to select the Cozy 1 and runway 33, and we're going to go to execute that. Then we're going to go to the arrival at Phoenix, and today we're arriving through the Eagle 6. The Eagle 6, all right? Whereas that's the Eagle 6, and the transition is the Golf Uniform Papa, and then we are going to be performing an ILS approach today, runway 08, ILS 08. All right, let's see if there are any transitions, and that we can check very quickly here from, well, we can look at it from the chart here. Let's see here. Bring that back. Alice. There. Let's go to the actual approach. There we go. Approach, runway 08, the ILS. And it looks like there is the transition, which is the ILAG transition. So we're going to select that, and we're going to say execute. Perfect. Again, this is another reason why Navigraph is very important and very useful. The Giggle, is it Giggle you? Sorry, I can't. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. How much is it playing? $114. Hey, Mr. Johnson, welcome aboard. Just subscribe to Two-Tone Murphy. Excellent. Thank you very much. Paulo Santos, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Good evening to, is it Schlaxem? I hope I said it. Guys, I'm really sorry if I mispronounced your names. All right, so we have the arrival here, and now if we go to the Lex page, we just want to make sure there are no discontinuities, and so we've got an intercept here. So if we go to next, all right, what I'm going to do, folks, is if we look at our departure, so if we just come here to Cassie, where is our departure? All right, let's come here, and it will be the SID. That's the Cozy 1 visual departure. All right. That's why it has this. Okay, so it goes to Linz. Where's this? All right, so it goes to Linz. So we can actually fly. The reason why, by the way, this is 33. All right. We can leave the... we'll worry about the plan a little later. All right, so let's continue with our sequence here. And we're going to go to IDX. We're going to go to the status. We have alignment. So we can take a look here at the departure. All right, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's go to status. And we're going to go to... What did I want to do? No, I want to go to position init, flight plan, secondary plan, route menu, flight wind update. And we're using, by the way, today active sky. When I get back from Vero Beach, Orlando, I'll possibly play and get on X-Plane and fly. I think LA or something interconnected. All right, we're just waiting now for the weather information. In the meantime, we can check the menu here. All right, so let me bring this. All right, doesn't want to do it for some reason. There we go. Much better. And we're going to come here to the menu, and we're going to select the FPV, and we're going to select the synthetic vision as well, because I just think it really looks good. And then we are going to go to the config menu, config, and we're going to select the baro in inches. All right, that is set. Excellent. We can remove that and put this away, and we can now execute the wind. Excellent. So the wind information is now in the CDU. Perfect. Now we have the legs page, and we have all the information there. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to delete this one here, and I am going to select execute that. So that's the intercept. We'll leave it like that. So that's the intercepts, and then we fly direct to lens. All right, so perfect. Okay, so now we can go to perf int. And in terms of cargo, we are carrying about 500 pounds of cargo. We have 6 passengers on board today, the pilot, first officer, and 4 executives. And we have the fuel, which is here, 5,360. So we need 5,200. So we've pumped just a little more, which is okay. So we're going to enter that 5360. And that is now set. Excellent. And execute. Next, we're going to go... Actually, let me go back here. All right, so thrust limit is the current outside temperature is, if we come here to information and weather at Aspen, about 22. Not bad. It's kind of pleasant. So 22. That gives us the takeoff, N1 takeoff thrust to 93.4. And we can go now to the second page. Now, if you wanted to flex, guys, you can. But the thing is, you have to... So if we go to the... Let me bring this one here. And if we go to perf and go to the perf int and then go to takeoff. All right. So here we have, you can see, let me just bring those here next to one another. All right. So if I select flex, and now I need to put a temperature, okay? And if I say, for example, 50 for the temperature, we have flex, and we need to select flex here. So that is now active. Now it will say perf is out of range. The reason why is because with this flex temperature that you have, you will not have sufficient runway. So you will end up finishing the runway. The runway will not be sufficient for you. So if we go ahead and enter the wind, we'll come and adjust this. If we put the wind here for our departure airport, so we put 304, so 300, I think this here. All right, so 304, and the outside temperature. So we put that there, so perf is definitely out of range. Even if you reduce this, by the way, if I say, let's say 45, and I enter that here, that would still be a problem, and we will not be able to take off safely. So we're going to go back to takeoff. So that's MTO, that's takeoff. And we're going to make this the active. And now you can see that the message is gone because we are going to do full thrust, or 93.4 thrust, so that we can clear the runway and have sufficient space for the aircraft to lift off safely within a safe distance from the runway threshold. Okay, so we are done with that. That is done. Let me remove this one here, and that is done. So we're going to go back to perf in, This is all the information we have here. So we're going to go to the next page, make sure everything here is good. The ESA deviation is something we can get from our flight plan, and it is currently 7. So we can put that here, 7 Celsius, and execute. And then we're going to go to the next page. And this is the aircraft performance initialization. Everything here looks good to me. Perfect. We can now go to, we've done this page. We've done this page. Now we can go to the next page. Next page. All right. So that's good. And then we'll go to performance menu, and we're going to go to takeoff. From the takeoff page, we're going to go next. And as you can see now, we have our speeds, and we can say send the speeds. And we have all the speeds now set up here and ready to go. All right, perfect. So we are done with the flight plan here. We're going to set today, our final cruise altitude today is 40,000 feet. Mr. Andrix, that's right. We have 4 executives that are being transferred from Aspen to Phoenix to finalize a trade deal. So, yeah. Hello there, Joseph. Welcome aboard. Hi, Q8. Second flight with this very interesting aircraft. Have a question for you. What is not directly related? What are your thoughts regarding Ortho 4XP? I don't like it, Joseph, at all. It's not worth it in my view. It's not worth the hassle. All right. So the final cruise altitude is going to be 40,000 feet. So let's set that up to 40,000. Excellent. 40,000 is now set. And we need to set the baro. So let's take a look here. Baro is 3039. So yeah, quite an elevation here at Aspen, 3039. There we go. 3039 is set and cross-checked. Everything here is looking good. Is HotStart still working on the A220? I believe so. Yeah. All right. So that's good. And folks, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button for me and get us up to 100 likes. 7,800 feet. Yeah, that's why you'll use most of the runway. That you're absolutely correct, Stan. But I've showed you how to do the flex. So if you do want to flex the takeoff now, you can. And by the way, start with a temperature of 50, and that should be good. All right, so we are good here, and we can start with the checklist in just a second here. We are going to select. We'll leave it for a little later. All right, we have everything here done, and we have the thrust limit set. Everything here is good. Everything here is good. We can reduce the range here, zoom in a little bit on our takeoff. This is where we are, and this is where we intercept. About 512 nautical miles in total today for Phoenix. All right, first, before we do anything, let me turn on the intercom service here so you guys can hear the ground control. So that is, yeah, we'll make it. I think the volume there is good. And let's go ahead and give Jenny a call.
HotStart Flight Support, Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Hello, Jenny. Would you please bring the passengers to the aircraft? Thank you.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else?
Thank you very much, Jenny. That'll be all.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
All right. So Jenny is going to bring the passengers to the aircraft. In the meantime, we can start with our checks.
Flight compartment checklist.
Is
AC and DC
checked.
Nav lights, logo light.
All right. That is checked.
On. Cockpit lights.
Are checked.
Set. Lamp test.
All right. We'll assume
Tested.
that we've done those. We've
Duct
done all
monitor.
of this in the previous stream.
FMS database status. Cycled, checked. FMS flight plan uplink, 8 initiated. Anti-skid.
All right, let's do the anti-skid, which is right here. Right, anti-skid is tested.
Armed, tested. Nose door,
Clear.
clear. Hydraulic 3A pump, on.
Done.
Brake pressure,
Checked.
parking brake,
All right, to set the parking brake, we hold the toe brakes and set the brake.
set. Nose door, closed.
Closed.
Hydraulic panel and pumps, checked. Auto, 3A on. Electric panel, checked. AC/DC utility switch, on. Start ignition panel, checked. Fuel, checked. APU LCV, open. 10th stage isolation valve, open. Packs, on. Air conditioning panel,
All right, checked.
pressurization panel,
We can put the landing elevation here. All right, checked.
checked, set. Bleed air panel,
Checked.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch, out. Cal anti-ice switches, on or off. Anti-ice panel, checked, tested. Emergency lights, checked, armed. Passenger signs, on or auto. ELT, armed. Glare shield panel, checked. Crew and passenger oxygen,
Hello, Captain. Hope you are
checked,
doing well today.
on. DCU
Great.
warning panel,
There's nobody else coming along today, so as far as we're concerned, we're all good to go.
Excellent. Have a seat and enjoy your flight. Hello, well, Q8 feeling endearing on this flight for a small incident such as a bird tail strike after takeoff. Sure, well, we'll do that for you today. You think you've asked for something in the last stream as well, so we'll do a bird strike, sure. Mario Del Toro, I do have the Charles A321, quite enjoyed. I was looking for both the Rotate and Q4XP. Both are excellent aircraft, by the way. Yeah. Okay.
checked. CVR,
Tested.
audio panels,
Are set.
set. SPS system,
All right, so the SPS system again is located down here,
Checked.
and we'll
On.
just assume that it's
integrated
done.
standby instrument, checked, set. Clock,
Reset.
reset. EFIS, ICAS, checked.
Checked.
Main landing gear bay overheat, checked. TOS warning switches, out, tested. Pitch and roll disconnects, in, stowed. Ground spoilers,
On auto.
auto. Thrust reversers, checked,
Armed.
armed. Thrust levers, checked, shut off. Engine speed switches,
Are on.
on. Engine
Those are
vibration
here.
check, tested. Oral warning, checked. Smoke, tested. Trims, mock trim,
All right, so basically, guys, I am skipping through these because
Set.
we've done all of
Yacht
these in the
anthem.
previous stream. So just I'm just going through them just so that I don't forget anything because there's quite a bit of things to do. So stamp trims, channel 1, channel 2, mock trim is turned on. Yaw damper 1 and 2 are on.
engaged. Reversionary inhibit switches, norm, out. IRS,
Are aligned.
aligned. CPDLC, logged on. TCAS,
Tested.
ADDONS and clearance,
Copied.
FMS flight plan, programmed. Take set. Avionics and charts,
All right, so that's another thing that you guys were asking me about in the first stream. And yes, this aircraft is equipped with full integration with Navigraph. And also, let me show you here very quickly. So if we go to the Challenger and go to the settings, user settings, you'll see here that under networking, you will see that there is Navigraph requires subscription, worldwide high quality, and there is the AeroNav FAA.gov integration, which is from the FAA. That's only for the US. It's free, but it only covers the US. So it has both those integrations. Obviously, I have you can put your Hoppy login here, and you have the SimBrief Pilot ID here for integration with SimBrief. So definitely. And by the way, this aircraft is also equipped with share cockpit. And I hear that this is really, really very, very well done on this aircraft. So if any one of you guys on stream right now wishes to have a shared cockpit flight with me live here on the channel, please do send me a message in Discord, and maybe we can arrange that together. Obviously, we have to do a test flight, but I'm willing to do it with any of you guys. Larry Harris, welcome, my friend. Thank you very much for being here, sir, and for your support. I appreciate it. TFK's Linux Gaming, welcome. Glad to have you here. So if anyone is interested in doing a shared cockpit flight with Q8, yep, please just send me a message on Discord. Should be fun. All right. So the way you bring up your charts is if you come here. And by the way, the nice thing about this, you can pop everything, including these panels. So if you pop this panel out, you'll see that you have charts here. So if I click here, now it will bring the charts. We're going to click on the lower menu. And actually, let me remove that. Now you can see this is us. You can see the, here, let me bring this out. So now you can see it. So we definitely, guys, have charts here. And the way you can cycle through this is using this little thing here. And you can select, for example, the departure. And we can select which departure, the cozy one. This is the one, this is our departure. So now this is our departure here, as you can see. And this is Linz. This is where after takeoff, basically we're going to turn to intercept Linz. It's the transition out of our SID. As per our flight plan. So definitely you have your charts there that you can use. And if you want to go back to here, you can go. And by the way, if you want to cycle through, through the, you can go to the format, and from the format, you can change it, which is DC electric format right there. So if I bring this menu out, okay, and we click on format, there you can see here that it's changing. So you can have either the rows, the plan. I prefer this one. We can actually leave it here. That's the correct one here. We have this one and we have this one. Yeah. So again, very, very nice. The fact that you can pop all of the panels out because there is quite a bit of panels on this aircraft. So that's another thing I wanted to show you guys that we were wondering about last time. So Saska, hello, my friend. Joshua, welcome aboard. Glad to be here, my friend. Glad that you are here, my friend. Glad to have you. Thank you very much. Atlantic Velocycle, I hope so, without a doubt. Hello there, Mr. Nimbus. Welcome aboard. All right, so let's check that.
Set. Flight instruments.
Flight instruments are checked.
Set. Departure briefing
is completed.
Emergency procedures
are reviewed.
Pins, covers, chocks
are removed.
Cabin lights, water heaters, master seat
are set.
Flight compartment checklist complete. Engine start checklist next.
All right. Before we do that, let's get the chocks out.
Ground to cockpit. Chocks have been removed.
All right, so now you've heard this. The reason why we were not able to hear the ground to cockpit sound in the previous stream is that the radio panel was not set. We had the intercom service was not active, and that's the reason why you did not hear it in the initial in the last stream that we've done. Is it possible to do a shared flight, for example, on the Zibo 737? What app or plugin should I use for that? I think it is possible, yes. When seeing some features of this aircraft, I wonder why all aircraft add-ons don't have that pop-up panel. It absolutely is great. I agree with you there, Will. By the way, folks, one very important feature of this aircraft, you've seen that we've started all our streams at the FBO. But you can actually start this aircraft completely on the stand, so you can just completely skip the FBO. The thing that you need to know if you do that is that you have access to the ground services here, including the refuel. And for the refuel, you can see that there are 3 items here. Refuel truck, that will call the truck as if you called it from the FBO, or you can use the interior refuel defuel panel here. This is exactly the panel that we have up here. So actually we need to turn this off, and we need to turn these guys off now, so they are off here. So you can open the panel from within a pop-up. Then you go to fuel, again, ground services, and you go to refuel, exterior refuel panel, and this is the exterior refuel panel, okay? And now if we go to, so you need to open this on the outside, you need to open this on the inside, and then you can go to the refuel and select the refuel truck, and now this simulates the fuel truck as if you've called it from the FBO. So you just go start. You can select how much you want to enter there. You can use the add plus to enter how many gallons, and then just go start, and it will start, and you can just click stop to finish to stop refueling the aircraft. So you can definitely do you can definitely fuel from the outside. You can do whichever way you like. So you don't always have to go through the FBO if that's what you choose to do. This option, and I think, by the way, this is something to be commended, that the developer has thought of everything. Really, there's nothing that he hasn't thought about when developing this aircraft. All right, so we are done with this. We no longer need that. And we are ready to start the engines. Let's go ahead and call for the engine start checklist.
Engine start checklist. Doors
are not closed, so we need to close the doors. I think I need to disable X camera. All right. Let's pull the handle. Excellent.
Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
All right, we can come back here now and complete the checklist.
Checked. Beacon. On. Fuel boost pumps. On. Ignition. Armed. Engine 2 start.
All right, so we can now come here to the hand signals and okay to start engine number 2. And okay, we got the thumbs up from the ground crew. Push and hold. And now the engine is starting. And at 20% N2, we will introduce fuel. All right, 20%. There we go. And now the engine is starting. Very nice aircraft. Absolutely lovely. All right. So the engines are coming up.
Fuel system.
All right, so the fuel system, we just click here and click here, and then we turn those back on just to make sure that it is not affecting the left engine. And now we are checked.
Engine 1 start.
All right, now we go to the ground crew and get clearance to start engine number 1. And we'll wait for the signal, and there we go. We have a thumbs up, so we can go ahead and start engine number 1. Hold, and now the engine is spooling up. And we'll wait for about 20%, 23.6. There we go. And for engine 2 is now starting. Hello, Daffy. Welcome aboard. Curtains open for takeoff for emergency reasons. Yeah, that's okay, but we don't have the crew, so we'll just leave them for now.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist, next.
All right, so after start checklist.
After start checklist. Generator 1 and 2.
All right, generator 1, generator
On,
2.
Checked AC and DC. Ignition. Disarmed. Packs. On. 14th stage. Open. Cowl anti-ice.
All right, we'll just skip the check
45
here.
seconds. Flight controls.
All right, so flight controls. Again, if you wanted to see your flight controls, you can just come here to flight. And now you can see the display here. Let me bring this up here. So again, if we do full up, full down, you can see it now. You can see the elevators and the ailerons. And we can also do the rudder. As you can see here, full left and full right. Okay. And we can say check.
Checked. Ground spoilers.
Now for the ground spoilers, we're going to say disarm. And then we're going to take it to the arm position. And notice now you have the flight controls here, so you see them deployed. And then we're going to take them back to the auto position. And you'll see that they disengage.
Checked, stowed, auto. Flight spoilers.
And for the spoilers, you can, again, do the same thing here. You see that? You see how they are deployed, and you can see them here deployed. And then we will disarm, and we check that everything is okay.
Checked, stowed. Cowl anti-ice.
All right, we'll assume this is done.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. Test
Checked.
on. Fuel balance. Checked. Trims.
All right, we're going to set trim to about a 3 point... let's see here. No, 3.3, 3.4 is fine. 3 point... All right, I think that's good. 3.4 is okay.
3 set for takeoff. No steer.
Is
Armed.
armed.
APR.
Checked.
Checked. Armed. ADG unit.
All right, so that's the ADG unit in. There we go. Tested.
Tested. Supplemental ground wing anti test okay. Cowl off. Wing anti-ice.
All right, wing anti-ice. I'm going to turn the window heat before we forget them.
Norm. 14 stage isolation valve. Checked. Wing anti-ice. Checked. Off. ATS. N1 TO. ATC TCAS. TARA. After start checklist complete.
All right, for TARA, you can just click the ATC button here. Right, so now we have it in TARA. If you go to Tune, here you'll see that this is TARA, or you can change it from within the CDU unit. You can do it either way. Is it possible to find who gifted my membership? Well, hi Alex, how are you doing? Unfortunately, no, it's not possible. But you can just say thank you, and it's either Carl, Alex, Symphanatic, or one of the... you can just say thank you for whoever is giving you the membership. Yeah. All right, so we are good to go now, and we can start with the taxi checklist. So we are going to put this away. We'll put this on the flight plan, and instead of this, we are going to click on flight again, and that will bring up our map. All right, and we are good to go. Let me switch this to X camera. Right, so that's X camera. All right, so remember the sync button we talked about in the beginning? If I click it, you see this here saying sync pitch. So now, of course, we don't have it. Now we lost the ATS. All right, so if I click here, I have N1T1. Flight director is set. Everything looking good. Our altitude is set, and we're going to click also on nav right here. So this is what you want for takeoff, guys. You want takeoff LNAV1, takeoff ALT-select, and you want to set your speed to 200 knots. So make sure that you do that. No matter what those speeds are, this needs to be set to 200 knots. I think I've missed that in the previous stream as well. All right, so here we go. We are ready to go, and taxi lights are on.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice. Norm, on or off. Brakes and steering.
All right, brakes and steering, we need to release the parking brake, and we'll go ahead and give it a little power. Finally started moving. All right, we're going to steer to the left and to the right. And we're going to hit the brakes. Right, check's okay.
Checked. Reverse thrust.
All right, and for the reverse thrust, we'll just wait for... All right, so I have a button mapped for reverse thrust, so let's give it some power here.
Checked. If taxiing the de-ice, pause checklist here until a paper de-ice checklist is complete. Flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross-checked. Radar weather. On. Takeoff briefing. Reviewed. Taxi checklist complete.
All right, perfect.
Before takeoff checklist next.
Let's enjoy the aircraft here, and then we'll perform the before takeoff checklist. Captain Canada, hello, my friend. Welcome. What a pleasant surprise to have Captain Canada himself in the flesh, on stream. Welcome aboard, my friend. Guys, of course, you know who Captain Canada is. And of course, you know Captain Canada is a fine gentleman and one of the finest creators in the community. Please, guys, do visit Captain Canada's channel and subscribe to his channel and give the guy a few hundred likes as well. He definitely deserves it. He does a lot for the community, and he is one of my favorite, if not the favorite, content creator on YouTube. Yeah. Osama Mohammed, welcome aboard. Ryan, welcome aboard. Captain USA. Captain Canada, you deserve it, my friend. You deserve it. Hello, Fly Lila, welcome aboard. Was great talking to you guys, Roberto and Jalil, earlier today, and welcome to the stream. Thank you, Rand. Yeah, guys, I really enjoy Captain Canada's views. The one thing I like a lot about Captain Canada is he is very honest, and you know he's just as straight as one can be. You know, if something doesn't make sense, if something isn't worth it, then he'll just say it. And that's one thing I really like a lot about Captain Canada, aside from just being a very hospitable person, very kind, with a very kind heart, a true gentleman, It's an honor to have him as a friend and a fellow content creator as well. All right, we're approaching the takeoff here, so let's call for the before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised, on. Anti-collision light. On. Pros. On. Windshield heat. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice. Norm on or off. Continuous ignition. On. ATC TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel. Checked. CAS. Takeoff config OK.
And as you can see here, guys, we have takeoff config okay, so we're good.
Checked. Landing, pulse, recog lights. On.
And those are the
takeoff checklist complete.
All right, so actually
After
the first
takeoff
officer
checklist
has
next.
done all of this for us, so we don't really have to do anything. And as you can see here, the takeoff is exactly as we've seen, and once we depart, we are going to make a turn. We're going to make a left turn to intercept the path to where is it here? Let me go to legs to Linz. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, what you do is we're going to first start the clock, and now for the takeoff. You will see that once we apply power, ATS will be enabled. Once ATS is enabled, it means the auto throttle system has taken over. You will see the N1 hold, and then we will depart. Let's see here. Everything here looks good. We have a rotation speed of about 125 knots, and we are good to go. Check fuel at alternate. Okay. All right, so we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and give it. I'm going to hold the brakes because the runway isn't that long. And so I'm going to just hold it here until ATS illuminates. ATS is illuminated. Parking brake released. And we'll apply a bit of forward pressure until about 100 knots. Looking good. N1 hold. Right, release the pressure on the yoke. We're looking for 125. There we go, 125. V1, rotate. And positive rate of climb. Gear is going up. I'm going to bring the pitch a little bit up here. And I'm going to hold the sync button now. And you will see that it will hold the pitch. I can now control the pitch a little bit. Right. We'll bring it down here. That's good. And we're going to begin the turn. I'll keep holding the pitch, the sync button, and keep trimming the aircraft. And about 180 knots, we can retract the flaps. All right, we're looking good. Let me trim the aircraft a little more. There we go. All right, much better takeoff from last time. Remember last time I made a whole big mess out of the takeoff. But this time, yeah, we've done much better. All right, so this is we're on the intercept path for Linz. So what we can do is we are at 10,000 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the lights. And we can call for the after takeoff checklist.
Landing gear. Up. Flaps. 0. Thrust reversers. Off. Ignition. Off. Pressurization. Checked. PAX transition.
So the first officer will do everything for us now. We don't have to worry about a thing. And
N1. Climb
we can go to about 150, 250 knots.
Off. APU. Shut down.
I totally agree there with you, Captain Canada. If it was just a little bit priced, it is an expensive add-on to have, and that's why it's not very... it's not available for everyone. It's not within reach of everyone in the community. Is it worth the price? I think it is worth the price without a doubt. But I totally agree with you that yes, it is not available for everyone, not within reach, for everyone in the community. All right, let's come to discontinuity here. We're going to fly direct to Linz and execute that. Right, we're flying direct. Excellent. And now we can autopilot engage. Nav is already engaged. And now the aircraft should do what it's supposed to do. We're climbing through 13,000. Seatbelt signs, we can turn those off.
On, off, or auto. CAS.
No messages.
Clear. After takeoff, checklist complete.
All right, and we're doing great now, folks. Everything's looking good. And so the mistake that I've done, Larry Harris, welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. So, guys, the problem that I've had last time when I took off is, first of all, I did not use the sync to manage my pitch, as well as we didn't have nav selected. So again, the sync button is extremely important with the on the flight yoke here. It has a very useful function. We can, by the way, go to 250 knots now. So I highly, again, recommend that you map a button to it so that you can use it. And now we're looking good, 1800. We can go, by the way, to flight change, but I think we're looking okay so far. Maybe we'll do it after the transition altitude. We can go to flight change. You can also use vertical speed. You can also use sync and change your rate of climb a little bit. So there are multiple ways that you can do this. There isn't, one specific way to do it. And here's a look at the outside of this beautiful aircraft. I guess it really comes down to how much you would plan to fly the aircraft, right? 115 for somebody who will spend hundreds of hours flying. In reality, I agree with you there, Captain Canada, without a doubt. And again, I love those insights, Captain Canada, and that's why, guys, he's one of the guys I really enjoy listening to. When I come back from work and I'm really stressed out, I just go to sometimes even some of his older streams, and I say, you know what? Let me just watch Captain Ken say what he says today. What useful information can I get from him in this stream? So yeah, you're absolutely right there. I totally agree. Yeah. All right, 18,000. Barrow is standard, and the aircraft is turning towards Klin here. We can increase the range here a little. Actually, let's make it a little smaller. And we're still on nav. The aircraft's doing what it's supposed to do. Everything here is standard. And we can go to flight change, but I'm just going to give it a little more time. And then we'll go to flight change maybe. Or actually, we can just leave it there. That's okay. We have it. We have this already selected on pitch for Alt Select. And LNAV is already engaged. So we are okay there. Yeah. Right, here's the turn. To maroon, that's maroon right there. It's taking its own sweet time to make the turn. And we're climbing through 21 for... Guys, look at those clouds. Yeah, they look pretty good. They actually look pretty good. Yeah. Duncan, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Currently flying the A320. I'm such a Boeing fanboy. All right. So one thing we can also do is we can come here. Let me disable X camera for a second. And we can come to the back. Oops. There we go. All right. We forgot to bring up the lights. So let's turn on the lights and we'll reduce the volume a little bit, and we can go for the post takeoff.
May we have your attention, please? You may now remove your seatbelt, although it is recommended to keep
Look at how cool this is, guys. And by the way, you can just click here to change the seat. We can click here again. You can change your view. You can come to this seat. Click here. This is us. Aspen, Pitkin County to Phoenix Harbor. Remaining distance 890 kilometers. About 1 hour and 15 minutes total. I love this screen. It's really very well done. All right, let's take a look at our flight plan real quick. So we're going to come here and see what's going on. All right. So we can actually use... let me use the next waypoint. We're going to go to direct to Hotel Bravo Uniform. So let's go direct. And... all right, so let me go to the next page. We're going to select this one. And previous. And execute that. Okay. Looks like we had a disco that we did not check the flight plan. There's another one there. So let me do the following. I'm going to clear that. And then we're going to select this one here and execute. Perfect. And now everything should look good. Okay. Now we're looking good on the flight plan. What happened to our speed? Speed. All right, let's go to flight change. All right, there we go. And now we can increase our speed to, let's say, 270 knots. There we go. Where's the top of climb? There's the top of climb right before the... looks like this is a VOR station. All right, yeah, we should be fine. Perfect. So you can use flight change. It will automatically enable N1 climb. You can use vertical speed as well. So now we're just increasing the speed. We can... you know what? Let me just put this to 254. We'll pitch up and then we'll worry about our speed a little later on. We just need the damn EFB now for PMDG. Yeah, we do. I'm surprised they still haven't released They haven't released it yet. And yeah, I agree there with, again, with caps in Canada. Sometimes this just takes forever. Okay. So, as you can see now, we are climbing through 32,000 for 40,000 feet. Everything else is looking good. The aircraft systems are good. No CAS messages, so that's cool. Everything here looks good. We've got all our radios. And we'll put the approach charts a little later, I think. And we can increase the range here so we can see as well. Perfect. And one of the things, again, that you can check out is... oh, you guys wanted me to do a failure. So here's what we'll do. Guys, just remind me, when we approach, we will do the following. When we approach Phoenix right before the landing, what we'll do is we will go to Airframe Manager. Where is the edit failures? There we go. So there's a bunch of failures here. I think what we'll do is we will trigger at indicated airspeed, true airspeed, ground. All right, so at distance from waypoint after exact time. All right, so we'll set this up for a scenario where we are close to the runway, maybe at an altitude. So maybe we'll select... You guys want to do it at 500 feet? Hey, Bryce Williams, welcome aboard. Oil company I used to work for had 2 Learjet 35s, one Challenger and Salt Falcon, which is a real beauty. Oh, I see. The company's gone, huh? I don't think there are that many birds at flight level 400. No, no, no. So we can set the... God, this is so detailed. Look at this. And you can select it non-damaging bird strike, and you can select an... All right, so you guys tell me which one you like of these. With left pilot blockage, with right pilot blockage, all kinds of things that you can trigger. So once we are closer to the runway, maybe we will select a bird strike with windshield shatter. We'll set it at a specific altitude. You guys let me know what you want me to do, which altitude. So we'll do it on arrival. I know Will want me to do a bird strike, and sorry, Will, I totally forgot to do it on takeoff. So we'll do it on arrival. Break this windshield. I'm sure you'll manage. Okay, all right, let's do that. Microrest would be interesting. Whatever happened to the Airbus Falcon? You know, Captain Canada, I don't know. The funny thing is, Aerobas has released a video showing the development, the progress of the avionics, but then there was absolutely nothing. So I don't know. I know for a fact that they were working directly with the company, with Falcon, and they were under a strict NDA, not to share the aircraft, not to, you know, give out any information until release. But then I don't know what happened. Yeah, Q8 needs an assistant to trigger failures randomly. Yeah, you guys let me know. You guys let me know what you like. You let me know which altitude you like, and you know, we'll set it up for our arrival into Phoenix. Here's a look at this beautiful aircraft here as we fly across Colorado. Just what a beautiful looking aircraft. Love those lights. Yeah. All right, we're coming up to our cruise altitude, 40,000 feet. Interesting. I hope they're working working hard, and it's still coming. Such a cool airplane. It is a really cool airplane. Captain Canada, I think we need to do like a shared cockpit flight. Maybe, you know, the Phoenix. I'm not sure which one in Microsoft Flight Simulator has it. But yeah, I think we should do one. I think it should be fun. Gosh, Q8, I'm on the fence now. I definitely want to do more FBO ops. This plane looks nice. This plane looks amazing. Tell you that. And I tell you, if you know, don't buy this aircraft if you're just gonna, you know, fly it once, twice, and then, you know, it's gonna just collect dust in the hangar. If you want to buy this aircraft, because it's such an expensive aircraft. Alex, member for 11 months, almost a year. Yeah. I just had one Midnight Maverick the other night. Worked extremely well with the PMDG 738. All right, well, let's do that. Let's plan it. I'll shoot you an email, Captain Kenda. And by the way, Captain Kenda, I still have your ship, the gift that I wanted to give you back in Houston. I had to bring it back with me because I totally forgot to give it to you. So I need to also get your shipping address and ship it over to you. Ladies and gents, Alex just came in with 5 Q8 pilot memberships. Thank you very much, Alex, again, for your continued support and generosity. I appreciate it. You're very kind, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. HotStart made the perfect add-on for an ugly in real-life plane. Wish they had done a... I like this aircraft. It's beautiful. I don't think it's ugly at all. Yeah. All right. So now we are at Rizal at 40,000 feet. If we look here at... so we are about 1 hour away from Phoenix, from about a 185 from the Golf Uniform Papa transition into our star for Phoenix. So let's go ahead and set up the aircraft for our arrival. We're going to go to perf, and from perf we're going to go to the perf menu. We're going to select our approach, and we are going to select the arrival airport, which is Phoenix International. We are going to consult the excellent Navigraph for our weather information at our destination. We'll go to Flight Phoenix Information, and from the weather we can all right, so the temperature 39 Celsius. That's kind of like Kuwait weather in winter. All right, so 39 Celsius, and we need the wind 106 106. Right, got that. We have the runway length. That would have been a nice runway to test out the flex takeoff. 10,000 feet runway. That would be sufficient. Or maybe 12,000. 10,000 still okay. All right, so everything here is looking good. We're going to go to the next page. We have all our speeds here. So we're just going to say send. And that is now complete. We have all the VREF speeds set up for our landing. From the tune, if we go to Phoenix and we look at the arrival runway, so we are going to be arriving runway 08. So if we select the flight and go to Phoenix approach, and that's runway 08, and we bring it here on the map, you will see here that we need to be at 3,000 feet for the initial approach altitude, and the frequency is 111.75, and normally this happens automatically, by the way, but I'm going to just enter it 111.75 for let me clear that, right, 0.75 for nav 1, 111.75 for nav 2. And the approach, Phoenix approach, all right, so that's good. Excellent. And the transition altitude is 18,000 feet across the US of A. Renato, welcome. How are you doing, my friend? This discussion too boring. The devs of both are to be congratulated. Thank you for the great work done lately by Laminar. FS 2020 fanboys are boring. I don't think they're boring. Look, I'll tell you what the thing is. When people develop affinity for something, anything, not just flight sim, in their eyes, it becomes the thing. It becomes the number one in their. I'll give you an example to you know, I'll give you an example. If you are one of the car fans, I remember back when I was, a teenager, you remember all the fights between the Camaros and the Mustangs? I mean, if you've been, if you're old enough to have witnessed those, Chevy used to have a motto that says the heartbeat of America, right? The heartbeat of America. And the Mustang symbolizes a horse. And so what people would say, so somebody says the heartbeat of America, and this guy comes and says, but hoofbeats will beat heartbeats. And they just start this war between, the Mustang runs all over the Camaro runs all over this. Those Mustang fanboys don't understand anything about cars. And the same thing are said by those who love Camaros. So this is human nature. For people to develop this affinity to things that they like. The important thing, I think, in our community, since it is a very small community still, by the way, it's not a very big community, and it's very niche in that respect. I think we ought to learn as flight simmers to appreciate the finer things in the industry, whether it's X-Plane or it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. you need to enjoy both of them, and you need to celebrate the improvements for both. So one of the, if you recall, one of the comments on when 1206 from X-Plane came out, some guy went and said, "Oh, the clouds look terrible, and they look still, very bad." And so my reply to him was that, but they've improved. And so from my perspective, I'd rather celebrate the improvement than, be upset and complain about it. Yeah, thank you very much, Captain Canada. Yeah, regardless of the sim, guys, and I think Captain Canada and I, we are in full agreement on this, that it doesn't matter which sim, it doesn't matter which game you play, it doesn't matter which car you drive, right? As long as you're happy with it, yeah, you're happy with it. It doesn't mean that, you should go and talk down upon, people who use other sims, or look at those clouds. Wow. I have to tell you, this looks good. Yeah. So, so guys, enjoy whatever this community brings to you, whether it's X-Plane, whether it's Microsoft Flight Simulator. Enjoy it. Really do enjoy it, because I think it should bring us all closer together. Hello there, Greg. Welcome aboard. As long as you are learning, as long as you are enjoying. Yes, we do. Yes. Captain Canada, I don't think that makes you a bad person. No, I don't think that. And the thing is, see, the thing about Captain Canada, and Captain Canada is somebody who, I wouldn't say that you say bad things, Captain Canada. I think you criticize, and your criticism is spot on, if you ask me. You can be harsh, but quite, it's always, I find it to be very justified. I've never felt that you were going overboard. Okay, now I like X-Plane. So, but you never go overboard. I never felt that you went overboard. I think you're very objective in whatever you say, and I think in the back of your head, you feel a little disappointed, because you know that, there was a time where you really enjoyed X-Plane. You used to do wonderful streams of X-Plane. You really enjoyed the aircraft in X-Plane, and you were pretty much, you had, things balanced out. But then, if Laminar is not doing what they're supposed to do at the pace that they're supposed to do, and you see the other sim, progressing so quickly, improving so quickly, what is that gonna? First of all, that's gonna kill the competition, right? So it's gonna probably ease off the pressure on Microsoft. So no, I don't think you've ever said any bad things. I think your criticism was always well found. I found it to be very constructive. In fact, I've repeated some of the things you said. I've quoted you, Captain Canada, on some of the things you said about Laminar. Remember when we talked about? Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. Remember when we talked about the fact that what's his name, Austin, that Austin didn't show up for for the event for FS Expo, and how everyone was disappointed, and that's good criticism to give, and that's because we admire the guy. It's not because we hate him. It's because we admire Austin Meyer. We admire the company, and we really felt that he should have been there. So that's Captain Kennedy. You're fine, my friend. You are one of the finest. So don't worry about that. Yeah, we love you. We love you. All right, let's take a quick look at our flight plan. It looks like there is some heavy turbulence here and some, geez, look at this rain. Wow. Again, you see, guys, this artifacts. This doesn't look very good, I have to say. But I do like the view here as we go through the rain. God, rain at 40,000 feet? Jeez. However, my max user X-Plane 12 is as good as it gets for me. Yeah, it needs improvement. It needs improvement, but it's definitely getting there. It's definitely getting there with 1206. It's definitely getting there, and hopefully they continue with the improvement. All right, looks like things have subsided. I'm not sure if that was, you know, I think there was some glitch there with the weather because it was very strange. But it looks like it's pretty cloudy as we arrive into Phoenix, which, by the way, we are just under 1 hour, about 300 nautical miles for Phoenix. Let's take a look at the outside real quick. Look at that, guys. I mean, yeah, that looks good. Definitely improving. And I found that the clouds look a lot better with active sky than with the default X-Plane weather. Yeah, that looks pretty good. By the way, you can let me show you this. I thought it was really cool. So if you move this, you can actually close the windscreen there, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Oh, looking good. We're about 30 minutes. Another about 35 minutes. What does it say here? It says 52 minutes, but I don't think it's going to be 52 minutes. I think it's more like, well, we'll see. About 30 minutes maybe or so. We can increase our speed. Very well said, Captain Canada. Very well said. Yeah. I hope by X-Plane 1210 everything's back on track and we have the sim we thought we were getting on release. I hope so too, Captain Canada. Yeah. The Flying Scotsman. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. It's been a while. Active Sky makes it all flat. I don't like it. Default is much better at representing the clouds. I think you are partially correct. I think what Active Sky does is above a certain altitude, it makes it flat. So we are at 40,000 feet, okay? But if you actually go below about 38,000 feet, then no, it's definitely not flat. So you'll see the layers. You will not see it flat. Without a doubt. But I have found the towering clouds in the default X-Plane is just extremely unrealistic, and they create a lot of artifacts that makes the flying experience not very good, I have to say. I'm very happy with Laminar focuses on perf before drawing nice houses. They need to do that. Once the max, yeah, they definitely need to do that. I'm doing very well, the Flying Scotsman. Very much appreciate you being here, my friend. Thank you very much. Okay, if we go to the next page, we go to the lake wind, and let's take a look here. Previous page. Okay. Set deviation is 18. Tailwind. Okay. All right. Next. Look, data. That's the fuel. And we're back. All right. Now we can see the top of descent. Which is going to be at Slider, which is still quite away from, we are still quite away from it. If we look here, to about 18 minutes or so for top of descent. Excellent, excellent. Let's remove heavy tab. By the way, everything's functional in this aircraft, including the stall protection here. All the buttons and the switches on the flight yoke are operational. All the circuit breakers are modeled. And I think I've shown you this last time. So now you cannot use the the mobile phone. So if we want to call the FBO, we have to call Jenny from the satellite phone, which is located in the back here. So there it is. So here now we can call the FBO. We're going to use the Honeywell today to call the FBO a little later on to prepare the van for our passengers once we arrive at our destination. Thrust Set Simulations, welcome. Not too many people streaming this aircraft lately. Good to see. Well, thank you very much, sir. I think, you know, I'll tell you, there are two aircraft that you'll not see a lot of streams. TFK Linux Gaming coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you very much, TFK Linux Gaming, for your support. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you for your support, sir. So, guys, please, if you've received a gifted membership from Alex or from TFK Linux Game, please make sure you say thank you. Thank you very much, guys, again, for the support. I truly, truly appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. Very generous of you. I really appreciate the support. So there are 2 aircraft in X-Plane I feel are probably one of the best, 2 of the best aircrafts ever created for flight sim. One is the Challenger 650, and the other one is the Fearless 742. Now, again, yeah, those 2 great aircraft are not streamed a lot. The reason, I think, being is probably, you know, due to their complexity. Because there's a lot of things that you need, especially, by the way, the Fearless. The Fearless is very, very complex. And remember, you're doing like the job of 3 people. I believe the Challenger can be flown with a single pilot. But the Fearless is a classic aircraft. It does not use the regular FMS. You have to use either VOR to VOR radio navigation or the INS, the inertial navigation system. And it makes it, I think, a little bit complex. So yeah, the Fearless is an absolute joy, a brilliant, brilliant aircraft. And have you seen the latest update? The latest update is just amazing. The texture work that they've done on the cockpit is wow. You feel, you know, you feel the nostalgia when you sit in that aircraft. You feel like, you know, I don't feel that old, but yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, because the 7.4, the classic, the 742 was a very popular aircraft for Kuwait Airlines back in the day, and one of which was actually the aircraft that got hijacked. The aircraft was initially flying from Bangkok, service to Kuwait, and it was hijacked just over the Persian Gulf near Omani airspace. It was actually the longest hijacking events in history of aviation. It was a very long. It lasted, I think, 40 days or something like that. So the aircraft is not just iconic because it's a Boeing. It's iconic because it is. What happened to our flight plan? Because of, you know, the history with what is going on. GUP. Did we act to sector? No, nav is still there. What is going on? I'm not sure. what has happened here. And nav's still there. Speed is still there. Very strange. Challenge 6 became self-aware and decided to go fly in the wild. That's a good one. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing, my friend? I'm getting here a little late, but better late than never. Have a good evening, sir. You do the same, my friend. Glad to have you here. Do you have a root disco? No, we've cleared all the discos. So I am not sure what is it going, but it looks like it's done like a full 360-degree turn for some reason. It still have GUP there, so Golf Uniform Papa as and it keeps turning. I'm not sure what the problem is. Let me sync our heading. Wow, really strange. It's still doing what it's supposed to do. I can see this, so it's still tracking the correct waypoint. It's just, I'm not sure why it has done this. Very strange. Could be a bug of some sort, maybe. Did you not set the direct earlier? I did not? I thought I did. Alright, here's what we'll do. We're going to go to direct. We're going to select GUP, and there we go. Looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, maybe I forgot to do the flight, the direct. By the way, how are we doing on fuel? 3,490. All right, fuel's good. And by the way, you can always go to the study here and go to your fuel system. So where is our fuel system? Engines. Forgot where I found the fuel. Study, that's the electric, the engine. Fuel system, there we go. And that's how the fuel system in the aircraft work. Again, you can see exactly all the valves and how the fuel actually flow from the center tanks, which are empty. You can see that. The right collector tank, the primary, left primary, the boost pumps, the left engine feed line. All of that you can properly study. And you can also look at the systems here, the various systems, the transfer system, and look how it highlights the different section. The refuel system and fuel level sensors. So these are the sensors in the aircraft. So it tells you exactly where those sensors are. Wow, and just the level of detail in this aircraft is insane. Right, looks like we are now back on track, flying towards the waypoint. I really am not sure what happened, but looks like we're good now. I only fly 3 planes, Zebo, CL650, and Phoenix. Looking good. Now this is a scene where the clouds, I think, look really nice. Here, let's take a look. There. Look at that. Excellent. So we're back on track, and we are 93 nautical miles from Golf Uniform Papa. I hope we still have sufficient fuel. Looks like that way. Here's a look at the outside. And here is a cinematic flyby for you guys. I love the smoothness of X-Plane. By the way, folks, speaking of the flight dynamics of X-Plane, ladies and gents, Oz Flight Simmer Shane is in the house. What a pleasant surprise. Two of the legends in our community today, Captain Canada just was here. Shane, thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. I have been trying to catch your streams, but the times that you stream, I'm normally asleep. Shane, by the way, folks, for those of you, I'm sure you all know Shane, and you should know the HotStart Simmer channel, but if you don't, then please do visit his channel, do subscribe to his channel. About 5 years ago, Shane and I did a giveaway for you guys. It was a livery competition, and it was one of the most enjoyable things I have done working with Shane and the community. I've worked with Shane and Thomas Rasmussen. By the way, I've had a contact with Thomas the other day, and he's doing very, very well. Things are going great for him and his family. Yeah, they're opposite times. Absolutely, Shane. Absolutely. But again, guys, Shane is the go-to person when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator news. He is probably the one I watch religiously for news. If I want to, his updates are very thorough. His content is top-notch. He takes time to create useful content for Microsoft Flight Simulator, although he doesn't do any X-Plane anymore. So he used to do a lot of X-Plane stuff in the past. I still very much enjoy the content that he creates. I think it's very useful. He's very up-to-date, and he keeps the community updated with everything MSFS. So yeah, guys, please do visit Shane's. He's almost you're almost at 100 subs now, I think, Shane. Yeah, you're getting there. You're pretty close. So hopefully you get there ASAP, and I'll try to catch one of your streams for sure. But guys, please do visit his site and give him a few hundred likes and subscribes. He's one of the best and one of the most honest people in our community. It was a bummer we didn't see him in FS Expo, but hopefully next year we'll be able to see you in person, Shane. Or maybe I'll visit Australia. Yeah. Yeah, Thomas is doing great. Thomas has decided to... by the way, he said, I might come to flight simulation a little later on. Custom is it 08? Just subscribe to Oz Flight Simmer. Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Thomas said that he might actually come to flight simulation in the near future. Maybe I'll get him to come on a stream and say hello to you guys. Let me see what I can do. Welcome to Senior Captain. Hello, 0321. Welcome. Thank you very much, sir, for your membership in the channel. I appreciate your support. So what he decided to do is to start a kids gaming channel with his family, and he actually does now content with his wife and 2 daughters, and it was just incredible to see him doing what he likes best with his family. And I just sent him a message the other day. I have a lot of respect for Thomas, for his ability, and for the kind of man that he is. A true gentleman, and a very kind heart. So, and I loved his videos. And by the way, the way that if you are an X-Plane user, good evening, Chris. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. if you are using X-Plane and if you are using X camera, a lot of the, in fact, just about all the nice features in X camera were the result of feedback, direct feedback from Thomas Rasmussen to Mark, the owner and the developer at Stick and Rudder Studios. And that's, by the way, what Mark told me in person at the expo. Yeah, he's definitely one of the main originals. We definitely miss his content. And I think when he left, when Thomas kind of stopped, and by the way, he never said that I'm leaving and I'm not doing anything. No, he never anything like that. He just simply quit doing flight sim, and he started, doing the work, the channel with his family. He's been doing it for 3 years with his family now. So, and I think they have a huge following, about 20,000 subscribers or so. So yeah, they're doing very well. And I think he left a void in the community. And by the way, his tutorials, he wasn't just doing cinematics. He used to do excellent tutorials. And he's one of the guys that is, again, straight to the point. He doesn't talk too much or digresses or, he just goes there and he tells you 1, 2, 3, this is how you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. So, yeah, I miss those days, Shane. Honestly, I miss those days. During those days, the community was a lot smaller. It was, we were, I think as content creators, we were even closer to one another. The aim, I think your goals and your aspirations as a content creator changes. And then there's the pressure of the family and making the time for the channel. But yeah, those were the good old days, I would call them. The days when we started, our channels were the golden days, I think, of flight sim. More to come. Definitely the hobby has developed into a business now, and a huge business. But never, whatever gold is gold. Gold never changes, so. Yeah, there was only a handful of us making content each week. Now there is like a plethora of content creators, Shane. Everyone is doing content. But I think, Shane, quite honestly, there are a few that I think stand out. And your channel is one of the channels that really stand out from the rest. You, Captain Canada. I really like this new young gentleman, Pilot Stud. Again, he makes good content as well. He's just starting, but he's doing really well. There's Mark, the Sim Hanger, creates excellent hardware reviews. He's probably the best when it comes to VR reviews. He's #1 in VR reviews. He's just tried every VR headset that is available in the market today, and he's very honest again. So Fly Deck to Sim V1, again, those are real world pilots. They bring in a lot of value to the community. So I think those content creators are, I do miss Patrick. I do miss him quite a bit. I think maybe I'm just thinking that maybe he's got some, family commitments that he needs to dedicate more time to it. But I definitely miss his content. Very calm, very eloquent guy, very kind. I do miss him. I do miss Frugal Sim, and I most definitely miss my #1 inspiration into flight sim community, our beloved Matt Davis. May his soul rest in peace. He has been instrumental to the development of this hobby, and it is very unfortunate that people were not very kind to Matt. A lot of people were not kind to Matt Davis. Yeah, I think Patrick is busy with the family. That's what I thought. Yeah, because he doesn't put in any content, hardly any content. But I definitely miss his content, and yeah. Two-Tone Murphy is again, he's a nice chap, and he brings in a different kind of twist to content creation. He brings in more of an entertainment aspect of it. He's quite funny. I like his sense of humor. He was here earlier today, by the way, Shane. Today, thank you very much, guys. Today, Two-Tone Murphy showed up, Captain Canada, Oz Flight Simmer. Wow, I'm a lucky guy. Yeah, it's very tragic, what happened to Matt. He was always very, very kind, very helpful. You know, the thing is, when I had, when I met Squirrel in real life, or Paul, when I met him, we went into depth, and we talked about a lot of things. The content creator at the time, I was a very small channel, but he's agreed, and it tells you about the person again. It tells you how humble the guy is. You know, when I sent him a message to Squirrel and I said, I'd like to meet you, he said, yeah, I've actually watched your X-Plane videos. I learned a lot of things from you from your X-Plane videos. So he said, yeah, I'll be more than happy to meet you. And the guy actually took the underground to come and visit me where I was staying at Sheldon Square, I believe, at the time in London. And one of the things he told me is that when he started with Flight Sim, he didn't really know much, and he really wanted somebody to teach him. And Matt was the single most helpful person. There was another content creator that was very popular at the time. I do not wish to disclose his name, but there was another one, and Squirrel told me, he shocked me when he said, this content creator, when I approached him for help, he actually started making fun of me. Oh, you don't know this, how come you don't know that, you know nothing. And Matt was very helpful. Matt was very straight to the point, kind of like Captain Canada, by the way, in some ways. He's straight to the point. He just, he doesn't beat around the bush. He'll just give it to you. And yeah, Squirrel told me that Matt was his mentor for flight simming when he started. It was just his loss at such a young age was very tragic. Very, very tragic. All right, we are finally reaching top of descent, and we should be there in about 70-something nautical miles. About 70 nautical miles. 3,000 is the initial approach altitude. It's been a long stream, hasn't it? Yeah. I didn't expect the flight to be that long, but yeah, it is a long flight, isn't it? He does speak the truth, yes. Q8, if you like to get rid of the check fill message, press message in the FMS and it will disappear. Message. Where is message? Aha! Ah, thanks for that. Check fuel at her. Ah, okay, so all the new messages is none. Gotcha. It still shows here in the message there. Excellent. By the way, there's an issue right now with this aircraft. During nighttime, the displays become extremely bright and it doesn't look good. I was actually planning to do this as a night flight today, but there is an issue with the lights. They so bright, it's very hard to see anything, really. So I decided to do it in the morning. We're going to do some emergency first. We're going to do a bird strike. I contacted many flight simmers for help many years ago. Sam, you were the only one that replied. Thank you for your kindness back then and ongoing work you're doing helping the community. Well, Shane, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And you deserve all the help, Shane. Yeah, I think that's very important. Is again for, you know, people to help one another in this community. See, I never see, you know, content creators as competition. Never. Because I just do this for fun. Yeah, I do it to enjoy myself. And it's founded on, you know, on the love for sharing things with people. And I'll be happy to assist anyone, any content creators or any flight simmer in our hobby with anything. And I'm glad you're doing so well, Shane. Yeah, I can't wait for you to get to the 100, really. I really want to see you in person when you reach 100,000 subscribers. Let me know our plans on changing the lighting. So I would wait until doing further changes in the cockpit. I haven't done any changes. Carl, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. I hope your wife is okay and that everything is okay with the wife. Yeah. Happy wife, happy life. So keep her happy. I had the same with the bright displays. Yeah, okay, got you. You can set the brightness with the lighting knobs in the base of the pedestal. Just the FTS is too bright. I see. All right, so those are here, right? Those lights, you mean? The lighting? The floodlights and such. Okay, well, I'll try that. I'll try that next time we do a flight on the Challenger. We'll definitely make a note of that. 48 nautical miles for top of descent. Our altitude is 3,000. So we're going to come here and we're going to set the altitude to 3,000. Right, 3,000 is now set. There we go. 3,000 is set. Excellent. Top of descent, 45 nautical miles. We are looking good. Okay, let's start this flight over, but at night. Larry, unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow. So it's already getting, it's already actually past my bedtime. But, yeah, hopefully we'll do it another day. I do want to cover a few of the aircraft in X-Plane. We will do the bird strike. Time to prep those birds at 2,000 to 3,000 feet. Is that what you guys want? 2,000 to 3,000? All right. Let's, I think as we begin the descent, we can set those. We're still at 40,000 feet. It's 11 p.m. in Kuwait City. Yeah, it is late for you. Yeah, it is definitely late, Carl. Yeah. So I'd like to cover some of the aircraft that were updated and that I did not stream since they were updated, like you know, the FlyJSim Q400, the Felis 742. There's also the 747 by SSG, X-Craft, Embraer. So I want to kind of visit those aircraft again and do streams. And again, it's good to have variety, but I am going to be doing X-Plane for a while. I'm going to try not to do, unless something major comes for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'd like to strike a community balance on this, if you will, because everyone is pretty much creating Microsoft Flight Simulator content, and there's very little people creating X-Plane. So again, we want to balance, you know, this in the community and want to create a little more X-Plane content. There are 5. I was hoping to do a top 10 freeware aircraft for X-Plane, but I've subjected them to a sort of a quality test. And the test is, you know, again, visuals, sounds, the flight model, how does it handle, the frequency of the updates from the developer, all of these things. And I could not really get a total of 10. I was able to get 5 freeware X-plane aircraft that are awesome. So I'm going to be making a video for that, for those 5 aircrafts in the coming days. And some of the developers just amaze me. The amount of dedication work that they put in, and they just put it in for free for the community to enjoy. Hello, Mertoya. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. Wise decision to focus on X-plane. Yeah, it creates the best top 5 videos. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shane. Thank you very much, Shane. Yeah, I remember I used to create a lot of them, but you create some really good ones as well. Yeah, I liked the one that you created on the on how to make Microsoft Flight Simulator realistic. I know you've had both. You've had payware and freeware in that video, but I thought it was a really nice video. I think there were a couple that I didn't know about, so it was a very useful one to have. I encourage anyone using Zibo to make a small donation on his page. Yeah, I definitely share that for sure. Marco Del Toro, how are you doing, my friend? They say that Zibo mod for 73 is the best freeware, as it is the better even. Okay, here's the thing. What I'm going. FD is tilted. A bug? I don't think that's a bug. I think that is to do with the wind, more than likely, and this probably can be fixed with the trim here, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe with that, I'm not sure. Did I mess things up? I hope not. All right, we're getting pretty close to top of descent, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to engage VNAV. I definitely messed things up, so let's correct that. .2, we have that. All right, there we go. 3.3 nautical miles. GitHub Google is your friend. All right, here's the. We can see the diamond here moving down, and you can see the aircraft has begun the automatic descent towards Phoenix, our final destination. Looking good. Excellent. All right. So you guys want me to do a failure, and you Will wants to do a bird strike. So let's do the following. We're going to come here, and we are going to edit failures. And bird strike non-damaging. No, so we want bird strike with left windshield shatter. with engine failure. Left windshield chatter. Now, if we do a left windshield chatter, I will not be able to see anything, right? All right, let's see here. All right, so what do you guys want me to do? Which one? You guys are really wanting to see shattering and things like that. That's okay. Let's see. Bird strike, no. So we don't. You don't want that. You want bird strike with left windshield chatter. So it would be my screen. All right, let's do that. That's fine. So we are going at indicated airspeed, now V1 at altitude, and we're going to select, how about 1,000? That's exactly when we disconnect the autopilot. So we'll put at 1,000 feet. Okay, and now you can see that there is a counter here that tells you when is this going to happen. So we're in about 35,000 feet. Bird strike is going to happen. All right? All right, and maybe next time we'll do an engine failure. Or engine fire. All right, let me set up my range here. There we go. Range is set. It's been a really fun stream this evening. We've had Oz Flight Simmer. We've had Captain Canada, Two-Tone Murphy. It was just really a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you very much, Bryce. Appreciate it. Skymatics also breaks down what builds are current, what is worth grabbing if you're not a tester. I see. I haven't tried failures on the CL650. I remember the failures being amazing on their TBM. It's even better on the Challenger. Hello there, Greg. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. Hats off to you, Q8. That's why we stopped by. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, ladies and gents, Oz Flight Simmer just came in with $7.99 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, Shane, for your kindness, sir. That is very, very, very generous of you. Thank you for your support. Thank you very much. I really, truly appreciate it, Shane. That's very kind of you, sir. I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Really, thank you guys, all of you, for the memberships, for the super chats. I appreciate your support very much. Very, very kind. Well, thank you very much. Is it Eberson or Leberson? Thank you very much for your kind words, sir. I appreciate it. You're very kind. Thank you. Oh, really? I have to. Australia and Japan are definitely two countries on my bucket list that I want to go to. And hopefully before long, I can go. Australia definitely number one, and then Japan number two. All right, 30,000 feet. We're looking good. Let's grab the altimeter real quick for our destination airport at Phoenix. And the altimeter is 299.3. You can tell the elevation is much lower than Aspen, where we took off. Let's take a quick look here. Where is straight in landing runway 8? That's okay. Turn 50 feet. And let's go to airport information. All right, that's what I want to do. The airport elevation is 1135. That's about right. Altimeter is set. Landing altitude is set. All right, perfect. So we're looking good. By the way, this is an area that has ortho photos right ahead of us. This is actually one of the, I believe it is one of the payware airports that I have for X-Plane that has an extended area, extended ortho area. And we'll go over it now, and you'll see how beautiful ortho looks with X-Plane. Looks really, really good. Again, thank you very much, Shane, for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you, sir. All right. Finally, we are descending towards our destination. It's definitely been a long stream this time. And yeah, we've been live for 2 hours now, guys. I think this is probably one of the longest streams that I've done. I don't normally do that long of a stream. But I didn't realize that the flight from Aspen to Phoenix was over 500 nautical miles. Something to do with my ex. By the way, mods, tomorrow we will be meeting at 1800 Zulu. So if you guys can make it, I would be very grateful. I will be on the management channel on Discord. So if you can make it, I would be very grateful. If you can't, of course, I do understand. Also, today I've had a conversation with the guys over at Fly Lilo, Roberto and Jalil. Now, of course, for those of you who don't know what Fly Lilo is a non-profit organization that helps the disabled in the community, and they get them adaptive gaming devices to make sure, you know, those guys can enjoy life to the full capacity that, you know, that they can have. And so we were having a really good conversation. I understood a lot more about the community, and you know, they were very thankful, of course, for all of you guys, because all of you have made donations for the fundraiser for Fly Lilo. And I'm happy to report to you that that many people all over the world have received their devices. You can check them, by the way, on Instagram. But one specific example, or one specific case, a guy by the name of Chandra, I believe from India. So the adaptive gaming devices that are used by Fly Lilo and most of the guys who are disabled in the community, they run from about $300 to $400. But this specific guy was needed a different device because he's got a hearing problem, and so the device that they purchased for this guy, or the company has developed actually the adaptive gaming device for this guy, cost a little more, so it was about 800 euros for the device. And I was very proud when Roberto and Jalil told me that 80% of the funds that they've used to purchase these adaptive gaming devices for the disabled came from the Q8Pilot Channel community. That was just really, really, it underscores, you know, the kindness of people in our community, and you as a community, you guys on the Q8Pilot Channel. You guys are the best, and I love you all. Thank you for supporting the Fly Lilo nonprofit organization, supporting the cause, and it's a very, very rewarding. It's a feeling of you know, I don't know how to say it, but it's overwhelming joy when you feel that you've helped someone have a better life. That feeling is just unmatched, I'll tell you. So, yeah. So thank you very much, guys. Really, I really appreciate it. Explain your handle for us, Q8. My handle. You mean Q8 Pilot? Really? You still don't know? Well, Q8 Pilot stands for Q8 is actually Kuwait. And Kuwait is the country where I was born, raised, and educated until high school. So that's where Q8 is, and that's where this live stream is being broadcasted live to the world. Q8 is Kuwait, correct? That is correct. No, you don't need, by the way, no, please don't feel that way. A lot of people didn't know that, but I think it was in the open. I think everyone kind of started picking that up. But yeah, probably some people still don't know. Don't feel stupid though. I'm sure there are many, but I just, because I've said this on stream so many times, so I thought that you maybe knew. All right, so the altimeter I believe was 299er3. Weather 299er3. Yeah. All right. So we're going to do the descent checklist.
Shoulder harness. Secure. Passenger signs. Auto. Pressurization. Set. Fuel quantity and balance. Checked. FMS. Landing data. Charts. Programmed. Set. Approach briefing. Reviewed. VNAV transition flight level. Set. Descent checklist complete. In range checklist next.
All right, so in range checklist checks, we are approaching our transition altitude. So Barrow and 299er3 is now set. We are almost at 18,000 feet, and we are almost at our destination. Thank you very much, Dave Cat. Thank you. You are in the Middle East, yes, sir. Hello there, Dark. I actually, for one, thought you lived in the States. Oops. Did know about Q8 though? Ah, I see, Dark. I lived in the States, so that's right. I studied in the States, and I lived there for about just under, was 9 years and 10 months, I believe it was the total time. And yeah, I was there for a very long time. And I'll tell you guys, until this day, I miss those days. I miss the days when I was a student back in college. Yeah, definitely. It's probably the best time of my life. Did you ever want to become a pilot? Yeah, for sure. Many times. And things there weren't as easy back then as it is now. We didn't have access to all the information that we have now, and definitely we did not have the resources to do it as well at that time. It was very expensive to go and become a pilot back here in Kuwait. So yeah, FS4 and its amazing graphics. Burrito time. I tell you, I'm feeling a little hungry because I'm staying up late. I never stay that late, but I'm starting to feel hungry. And I don't normally eat anything post 5 p.m. I'm very strict on my eating habit. So, all right, 15,000. We're looking good. We are at 250 knots. We can actually reduce the speed just a little bit here to maybe 240. 240. Yeah, there we go. 240. And we're looking good. Let's switch to the outside view. Now look at those clouds, guys. This looks sensational. It's very, very nice. Look at that. Now that is a screenshot material right there. Look at those beautiful clouds. You see how it is now different with active sky, so it's not flat. You can see the level of the clouds, the different layers at different altitudes.
Attention all aircraft. Phoenix Sky Harbor International altimeter 2984.
2984. That's not what we're getting here. 2984, is it? All right, 2984 is set. And that is the airport right there. So we're going to come here, make the turn, and come back to land. Excellent. And ladies and gents, Duncan just came in with its 750 super chat. That is very, very cool of you. Not a lot, but thanks a lot for the streams throughout the years. You are just way too kind. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, today. You guys are just great. Are you going to perform bird strike failure? Yes, sir. It's set at 1,000 feet. So at 1,000 feet.
Not a lot, but thanks a lot for the streams throughout the years. Saluting face.
Thank you very much. Again, that's very kind of you. Yes, we are going to, we've set a failure to take a place. So we're going to have there's a bird strike that's going to happen when we are at 1,000 feet. And we'll see how things happen, how it fares up, how do we handle the aircraft. I hope I can do it properly. I hope I can land after the windshield is shattered. But if we can't,
Phoenix Sky Harbor International altimeter 29.
let me change the comm frequency. Let's see. Where is my radio? Radio. Comm 1, comm 2. Okay. All right. The nav frequencies for the ILS are set. We are looking good. Put this on legs. Perfect. And we are now ready for our approach, 10,000 feet. We are going to turn on our landing lights. Passenger signs are on. And everything else is good. Okay. We'll call for the in-range checklist right here at Heine, and then the landing checklist once we are configured for landing.
Let's have that bird strike.
We will definitely have it. TNX Live Gaming, thank you for coming in with a 22 euro super chat. I appreciate it. We will have the bird strike. Yes, sir. Well, if you guys want me to do something a little more dramatic, we can. Birds, birds, yeah, exactly. I love the clouds. It definitely improved. They're still not perfect, but they've improved a great deal. Guys, look at how beautiful this aircraft is. Wow. Lovely. 8,000. Looking good. All right. Does anyone here on the Thrustmaster T rudder pedals? If so, are they good? I don't have those. Oh, the TPR. Do you mean the TPR? Those I do. I have the pendular rudder pedals from Thrustmaster, and they are great. What was that key combo for the short flyby? For the cinematic flyby is Shift 1. So Shift 1, Shift 2 is this one, the fast one, this one, right? The regular one that we normally do. And then you can do Shift 1, which is the cinematic flyby. All right. 6,000. All right, now I think we can go for the in-range checklist.
In-range checklist. APU. Started. Altimeters. Reset, cross-checked. Avionics. Set. External lights. On. N1 target. Set.
All right, Jenny, would you please prepare the van for our passengers when we arrive? No, thank you. That'll be all.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
All right, so as you've seen, we have to use the satellite phone while we are airborne. You cannot use the regular mobile. And we are now looking good. Let me take a look here. I think that we are not going... Well, let's see. All right, let's do the approach. And I don't think... I think we're too high. Don't you think, guys? I think we're definitely too high. So here's what we'll do. We are going to set the heading bug. And then we're going to go heading mode. We're going to fly away and allow the aircraft to decelerate. I'm going to go to vertical speed, and we are going to descent. At 1,500 feet per minute. Maybe that's a little too much. Yeah, it was definitely, we were not able to, we were not...
APU PAX transition. Avail completed. APU generator. On. CAS. Checked. In-range checklist complete. Before landing checklist next.
So now we have, let me disconnect the auto thrust. All right, I have manual control of the ATS now. And that will take us to about 3,000 feet. So we're just going to actually go back to There we go. Oof. Ah. Alright, got it. Alright. That's better. We'll just allow the aircraft to decelerate a little bit. And alt 3,000 feet is set. All right, we're looking all right. Excellent. Remember, guys, we are going to have an emergency at approximately 1,000 feet. I think we are good now. We're about 11 nautical miles from the airport. So let's head back to... We'll head back to the airport. Decreasing the speed check, flaps. Approach. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of power here to maintain the speed. Looking good. Right, we have a little bit of crosswind. And the range. There we go. Manage the speed. The airport is ahead of us now. About 180 knots. We're looking good. We can see the green diamond appearing. That's the glide slope needle. Right, let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Right, and flaps.
Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever. Down indicating. No steer. Armed centered clear. Anti-skid. Armed tested. Passenger signs. On or off. Continuous ignition. On. Thrust reversers. Armed. Spoilers. Set. CAS. Checked. Before landing checklist complete. After landing checklist next.
All right, we have the runway in sight. And we are clear to land.
1,000.
Where's the bird strike? It should have been triggered by now. Alright, let me disconnect the autopilot. My aircraft. Not sure why the failure was not engaged. Right, we have a little bit of crosswind.
500.
500 feet.
Flight slow. Flight slow. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Phoenix International Airport.
After landing checklist. Landing pulse recog lights. Off. Anti-collision lights. Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield heat. Off. Pros. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Cowl anti-ice. On or off. Spoilers. Stow. 0. ATC TCAS. Alt standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that landing. I think we could have done better. Are you using XP Realistic? Yes. And by the way, it doesn't work very well with this aircraft, XP Realistic, for some reason. And yeah, I'm not sure why the failure did not. Oh, so is it like do you have to add the landing elevation? Is that why the failure was not triggered? I'm not sure why. Let's see, edit failures. Ah, look at that, 130 feet to go. And that's the reason. So maybe we should have accounted for the altimeter and added a little. So we should have said like 1,500 maybe, or 2,000. 100 feet to go. Sorry guys. I promise you we'll be visiting this aircraft. We'll be flying this aircraft a lot more in the future. So maybe we'll do a full dedicated flight for failures. We'll just do failures. You need to know the regime with a 650 and failures. Absolutely will. Absolutely. I will definitely do that. And next time maybe we'll do more. Let me just park the aircraft somewhere here. We'll do more than one failure. So we'll do like maybe an engine fire and then bird strike, and you know, we'll see just how the aircraft behaves. But let me just bring it to a stop here. And I'll set the parking brake, but we're not gonna shut the engine. So let's try and do a replay. Let's see if we can do that. Again, I use this feature using a mapped keyboard assignment for the replay system to avoid the crash. So again, it seems like it works. Can you do flight London City in this aircraft? Yes, this aircraft is capable of flying to and from London City Airport. All right. Here is the flight, and off the center line. That was a really bad landing. Yeah, that wasn't very good, but well, you can see it better here. You can see the crosswind. We needed a little more aileron and maybe a little rudder as well. The landing itself wasn't hard, it was alright, but it was off the central line and away from the touchdown zone, but nonetheless, not bad, not bad. Well, folks, this pretty much brings us to the conclusion of our stream this evening. I want to thank you very much, all of you, for being here this evening, for all the support from all the people who gifted memberships, for all the super chats, and for the legends who showed up on stream today to show their support for the channel. I really, truly appreciate it, guys. I want to thank you again. Lots of thanks for the moderators for keeping everything in check. I really appreciate it, guys. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.